Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Code Scheduling Constraints, a comprehensive tutorial. Code scheduling is a crucial compiler optimization technique that aims to improve program performance by reordering instructions without altering the program's semantics. Constraints play a vital role in ensuring the legality and effectiveness of code scheduling. This tutorial will delve into the concept of code scheduling constraints, their types, and how they impact the overall optimization process. We'll use examples and code snippets, primarily in a pseudo-assembly language or C/C++, to illustrate these concepts. 1. Introduction to code scheduling. Code scheduling, also known as instruction scheduling, is a compiler optimization that reorders instructions to minimize pipeline stalls and resource contention. Modern processors execute instructions in a pipelined manner. This means multiple instructions are in different stages of execution simultaneously. However, various dependencies and limitations can prevent this ideal parallel execution, leading to pipeline stalls and reduced performance. Code scheduling aims to rearrange instructions to fill these pipeline slots, reducing the overall execution time. 2. Why constraints are important. While the goal is to reorder instructions, it cannot be done arbitrarily. Certain constraints must be adhered to preserve the program's correctness. These constraints dictate the order in which instructions must be executed, ensuring the final result remains the same as the original, unoptimized code. Violating these constraints can lead to incorrect program behavior, producing wrong results or even crashes. 3. Types of code scheduling constraints. Several types of constraints influence code scheduling. The most important categories are: * data dependencies * represent the flow of data between instructions. * resource constraints * reflect the limited availability of processor resources, functional units, registers, memory. * control dependencies * dictate the order of instructions based on conditional branches and jumps. Architectural constraints * restrictions imposed by the target architecture, example instruction latencies, memory access limitations. Let's examine each constraint type in detail. 3.1 Data dependencies. Data dependencies arise when one instruction's output is used as input by another. These dependencies must be honored to ensure correct results. There are three primary types of data dependencies. Read after write, raw, or true dependency *. Instruction B needs the result of instruction A before it can execute. Here, mul depends on the result of add. Mul must execute after add. Write after read, war, or anti-dependency * instruction B writes to a register or memory location that instruction A previously read from. Here, add overwrites the value of R1 that mul needs. Add must execute after mul. Renaming registers can often eliminate war dependencies. Write after write, VOV, or output dependency * instruction B writes to the same register or memory location that instruction A previously wrote to. Here, sub overwrites the value of R1 written by add. Sub must execute after add. Register renaming can often eliminate VOV dependencies. Code example, C/C++, illustrating data dependencies. The data dependencies in the code example are: *A-B, raw, A. *B-C, raw, B. *C-D, raw, C. *A-D, VOV, A. These dependencies impose a partial order on the execution of the statements. D must execute after C, C after B, and B after A. This is a directed acyclic graph of dependencies. 3.2 Resource constraints. Processors have a limited number of functional units, example ALU, FPU, memory units, and registers. Resource constraints arise when multiple instructions require the same resource at the same time. The scheduler must ensure that these resources are not oversubscribed. If mul takes multiple cycles, instruction B might have to wait for instruction A to complete, even if there are no data dependencies. Instruction C, using a different functional unit, ALU, can potentially be scheduled earlier or in parallel with A or B, as long as no other constraints are violated. 3.3 Control dependencies. Control dependencies are introduced by conditional branches and jumps. The execution of certain instructions may depend on the outcome of a previous branch instruction. Here, instruction C is control dependent on instruction B. If R1 equals R2, instruction C will be skipped. The scheduler must respect this dependence. Techniques like speculative execution can be employed, but with careful consideration and dependency tracking. 3.4 Architectural constraints. These constraints are specific to the architecture the code is running on. They can include instruction latencies. Different instructions take different amounts of time to execute. For instance, a floating point division typically has a higher latency than an integer addition. The scheduler needs to know these latencies to avoid stalls. Memory access limitations. Restrictions on memory access, such as the number of memory operations that can be performed concurrently or alignment requirements. Some architectures might only allow aligned memory access, requiring the compiler to add padding or use special instructions for unaligned access. Pipeline structure. Knowledge of the pipeline depth, number of execution units, and their capabilities are crucial for effective scheduling. Branch prediction. The target architecture's branch prediction mechanism can influence scheduling decisions. 4. Code scheduling algorithms and constraints. Several algorithms are employed for code scheduling, and they all rely on accurately representing and respecting the constraints. Some common algorithms include list scheduling. A greedy algorithm that maintains a list of ready-to-execute instructions whose dependencies have been satisfied. The scheduler selects the instruction with the highest priority, based on heuristics, from the list and schedules it. The priorities can consider factors like criticality of the instruction, example instructions on critical paths, or resource usage. List scheduling is a popular and relatively simple technique. Trace scheduling. Useful for optimizing code with frequent branching. It traces the most likely execution path, trace, and schedules instructions within that trace. Compensation code, fix-up code, is inserted to handle cases where execution deviates from the trace. Software pipelining. Primarily used for loop optimization. It overlaps iterations of a loop to maximize parallelism. Software pipelining requires careful handling of data dependencies and loop carry dependencies between different iterations. Dynamic scheduling. Performed at runtime by the hardware. The processor dynamically reorders instructions based on data dependencies and resource availability. Examples include Tomé-Solo's algorithm and the scoreboarding algorithm. 5. Representing dependencies, the dependency graph. A dependency graph, also called a precedence graph, is a useful data structure for representing data dependencies. It's a directed acyclic graph, DAG, where nodes represent instructions. Edges represent dependencies. An edge from node A to node B indicates that instruction B depends on instruction A. The dependency graph makes it easier to visualize and analyze dependencies, making it a cornerstone of many code scheduling algorithms. Code example, conceptual, building a dependency graph. Explanation of the Python code. One instruction class * defines a basic instruction object with attributes such as *instruction _ID, a unique ID for the instruction. *operation, the type of operation, example add, mul. *operands, a dictionary containing the operands used by the instruction including the register being used and whether it's being read from and / or written to. *dependencies, a list to store other instruction objects that this instruction depends on. To create _dependency _graph, instructions, function *. This function takes a list of instruction objects and iterates through them to identify data dependencies. For raw, war, and VOB dependencies, it checks for overlapping registers and adds them to the dependency lists. 3 Example usage *. It creates a very basic list of instructions and runs the create _dependency _graph function to construct the dependency graph. It then prints dependencies of each instruction. This example is heavily simplified. A real-world scenario requires full assembly parsing to accurately identify operands. 6. Handling constraints in code scheduling algorithms. List scheduling example in list scheduling, at each step, the algorithm selects an instruction from the ready list, instructions whose dependencies are met. Resource constraints are checked before scheduling an instruction. If a needed resource is unavailable, the instruction is skipped, and another instruction from the ready list is considered. Control dependencies are typically handled by either waiting until the outcome of the branch is known, stalling the pipeline, or using speculative execution with branch prediction. Trace scheduling example trace scheduling must ensure that any instructions scheduled above a branch instruction are not speculatively executed if they have a dependency on the branch's outcome. Compensation code is used to correct the execution if the branch prediction is incorrect. 7. Impact of code scheduling on performance. Effective code scheduling can significantly improve program performance by reducing pipeline stalls, reordering instructions to avoid data dependencies and resource contention minimizes pipeline stalls. Improving instruction throughput by keeping functional units busy, code scheduling increases the number of instructions executed per cycle, IPC. Exploiting parallelism modern processors support instruction-level parallelism, ILP, which can be exploited by code scheduling. 8. Advanced topics. Modulo scheduling a sophisticated software pipelining technique that handles complex loop dependencies. Register allocation the allocation of physical registers to virtual registers also influences code scheduling. Integrated register allocation and scheduling can lead to better overall performance. Compiler optimization levels different compiler optimization levels, example 01, 02, 03 in GCC/Clang, often enable more aggressive code scheduling techniques, but at the cost of increased compilation time. Hardware-software co-design designing processors and compilers together can lead to more effective code scheduling and overall system performance. 9. Conclusion. Code scheduling is a vital compiler optimization technique that can significantly improve program performance. Constraints are fundamental to ensuring the correctness of code scheduling. Understanding the different types of constraints, data, resource, control, architectural, and how they impact scheduling algorithms is crucial for developing efficient and effective compilers. While this tutorial provides a comprehensive overview, code scheduling is a complex field with ongoing research and development. The example code provides a starting point for exploring the representation and manipulation of code dependencies, a key aspect of code scheduling implementation. Remember that in real-world compilers, these techniques are significantly more intricate and involve sophisticated analysis and heuristics.